Stakeholders in the agricultural sector are seeking out measures to put an end to the present food crisis by encouraging smallholder farmers on the value of genetically modified crops, which is key to food security. The coordinator, Alliance for Science Nigeria, OPWA, Abiquent, who stated this at a science hangout in partnership with the Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnology, OFAB Nigeria, said the idea is for farmers to see how science can help solve the problems. With the theme of the hangout, Value for Genetically Modified Crops to Smallholder Farmers, Abiquent says that unlike the conventional crops, GM crops are resistant to a lot of pests, need less chemical applications, which is good for the environment and has great yield.
We've been talking about GM crops for some time now, and many people don't really know what it looks like. So today we brought farmers here to this field where GM cowpea is cultivated, so they can see firsthand for themselves and compare this with their own varieties that they've been planting to see how science can help us solve some of our issues. The issue about safety of GM crops, there's overwhelming consensus about their safety from very reputable organizations, very reputable bodies. There are many people who have been consuming GM crops all over the world, like in USA, South Africa. They've been consuming for over time. In fact, we are backward. Nigeria is backward in terms of this technology because of certain challenges like this misinformation and all that. So the consensus about GM crops is there already. So they are safe. And myself, I've consumed GM crops when I was in the US, and I'm here. They did Eating is Believing tour during the Eating is Believing show for the GM cowpea where they made akara with it. There are so many people who ate it. Miss Patience Koko here was there. She ate it. She's alive. Dr. Rose Gidado ate it. She's alive. And so there's overwhelming consensus about the safety.
Agricultural developers, seed companies also employ smallholder farmers on the importance of embracing GM crops, which is applicable to farmers in the global space, despite the debates among scientists, as this will save Nigerians from starving.
GMO, there is nothing disastrous about it. There is nothing injurious about it. And its aim is for mass production of food and other agricultural products to meet the teeming population of a nation, a community. And it's targeted at National Food Security Program, where everyone will have access to food, and there will be nothing called food scarcity in the land.
As farmers, one of the biggest problems we have with cowpea production is a worm called maruca. The maruca worm is so destructive that sometimes as farmers we cannot harvest anything at all. It will take all the pods and suck everything out, and we'll have zero harvest. And over the years, our beans or cowpea has continued to be more expensive because farmers harvest less. So one of the things is that it has been able to help us to overcome this challenge. So when we plant the cowpea, we spray less. Usually farmers have to spray up to 10 times to be able to get a good yield. But rather now what has happened is that we spray far less, 2 to 3 sprays, and you can get a good harvest.
For the farmers, the representative of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Chris Onka, and other farmers say there is a need to take advantage of the new innovation by the scientists, as cowpea is a major crop in the agricultural sector and has a large return on investment as there is no infection.
We have gone around, we have asked questions, we have heard from those who have planted it, and then we have seen the results ourselves. Number one is that this is a seed that if you are very careful and meticulous, you will plant twice, and so it gives you an added advantage. This is a seed that if you follow the procedure, you will have no insect infestation. That's an added advantage. It is still a seed that you don't use pesticides that much because it is the seed itself is self-resistant, and so to our ecology, to the farmer himself and his wards who from day to day come into the farm, there is no infection of any disease. There is no no picking any source of persistent organic pollutants. These things that stay in the environment so long and they kill us. It's not hazardous. You don't use any much pesticides that later on become hazardous to your health.
I want to appreciate the federal government for introducing these new beans. These beans is of good quality. When I mean quality, because I planted it and the yield was okay. I kept harvesting till I got tired. Then I also gave it a trial in terms of cooking. The cooking aspect, I used charcoal, firewood, apart from gas. And of the truth, it took just 30 to 35 minutes. Let me say precisely 40 minutes of doneness. And the doneness was even. It was not mushy. I, for one, have ulcer. If you notice, some of us that take beans, after taking beans, you do have heartburn. But give these beans a trial. I tried it, no heartburn.
It is hopeful that smallholder farmers would yield to the voice of wisdom from these experts and save Nigeria from the food crisis. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.